What's up, Guardians? Welcome to another Destiny gameplay video. Today I'm going to be bringing you some of my initial reactions to the Inferno playlist. So, reset day marked the end of the playlist for the week, which I'm kind of bummed about. I wish it would have stuck around for a little bit while longer, or even just cycled the Inferno to other types of game modes instead of just Control. But we lost it for now. It'll probably be back after they kind of collect some data and fine-tune it even some more. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. This was a pretty fun playlist. You know, I thought it was going to be a camp fest with shotguns, but it really wasn't. It was a super fast-paced playlist, and it was a lot of fun to engage in for a week. And you'll see what some of the differences are. First of all, you capture objectives a lot more quickly, and you could see it just there as I captured the B point there. Happened pretty fast. Obviously, you see no radar, which is kind of cool. And one of the things I was talking through this playlist as I was playing it with Pope here in this game, and one of the things he was saying, and he said it in the podcast as well, it kind of eliminated the fusion rifle spam. And that's because most fusion rifle users, they use the radar to know when to start charging up the fusion rifle. So it kind of eliminated those spammers who just kind of sit around corners and watch their radar. And you'll see there what I did is I did a flanking route there to come along the side. And that's really what this playlist was all about. I mean, you didn't have a radar, so you just kind of ended up trying to traverse the map in ways that would give you a tactical advantage. And it really was just a ton of fun, super fast paced. I wish that they would have kept it longer. And one of the things I kind of like about it is a lot fewer supers. And the reason for that is you don't get points for assists. So assists don't count towards your super energy. So the only way to get points towards your super energy is to either kill or capture an objective. So that being said, obviously there's going to be fewer supers up and ready to go, just because, you know, the assists aren't counting towards it. So really enjoyed the playlist. Looking forward to the next time it comes around. I think that they could even limit the super use even further if they wanted to. I think that would be cool. Ended up getting a nice space magic here. And then kill this guy for the overkill. So anyways, while you're kind of watching some of the footage here for the Inferno, I did also want to set up the next sort of series I'm going to be doing. And this series was suggested to me by one of my subs on Twitter. And I think I'll give it a shot. Essentially, they suggested, they said, Vanguard, you ought to do a Q&A, because I'd love to do a Q&A with you. Well, you know, I've watched other YouTubers' Q&As, and, you know, honestly, I think I'm a little small of a channel to be doing a full-blown Q&A. Also, on top of that, I don't really like talking about myself that much. So, what I would say is, here's my vision for my next series I'll do. I will do a Q&A, but here's what I think I'll do. I'll call it Clutch Kills Q&A. And here's kind of what my vision is for that. First and foremost, I want to open up the Q&A to not just questions about me, preferably. Hopefully you guys have some questions inspired by your own life experiences and circumstances. Hopefully you got some questions about gameplay and mechanics and my opinions on maybe weapons and that kind of stuff, or maybe ideas we have for the future. But so just opening up the questions to a lot more than just about me, because that would be kind of boring, I think. But anyways, so that's one thing. The second thing is, you know, when YouTubers do Q&As, a lot of times, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, one of the things they do is they sacrifice, or they think that they can, you know, just throw up patrol footage where they go around, slap around some dregs, and, you know, put the Q&A over top of it. But one of the things that I've vowed to do is to make sure that every time I post a video, I want the content to be top-notch. I have vowed never to post easy content. And some YouTubers can get away with that because, you know, frankly, they have a channel that's been built on a foundation of solid content, and they've built a reputation for themselves, so they can afford to do stuff like that. So I'm not knocking them for doing it. But I just know, honestly, if I'm looking at my situation here, I don't think I can get away with it. But also, I've really tried to make a reputation for my channel so that no matter what video you're watching, it's always going to be good content. So I never rush any content. I always make sure that I'm combing through a lot of video footage to get the best footage that I have. I've thrown out a lot of kill streaks and multi-kills and all that kind of stuff that I think is cool, but it just didn't apply to what I was saying in the video, so I cut it out. So anyways, that being said, that was a grenade fail there. My vision is that what I'll do with the Q&A is, if you don't care about the Q&A, at the very least you can turn down the volume and you can just watch a montage of my most clutch kills for the week. So basically, I'll have some of my more fast-paced, quick kills and multi-kills and that kind of stuff. So it'll be entertaining, good Crucible footage. But, you know, and I'll try and cut out all the downtime. So the idea is that it'll be a really fast-paced video with back-to-back action and kill after kill after kill after kill. So, also that being said, right here, you'll see in this section of the video, what I was actually doing here is trying to set up a, I'm kind of playing with this build right now. I'm trying to set up a striker build centered around strength. You know, a lot of people don't like the strength rolls on armor, but basically I'm trying to play with some skills, and I'm really hopeful for it. It looks like it could be a pretty successful build centered around the Monte Carlo and a strength build for the striker subclass. So expect to see that build down the road. So anyways, if you have questions you want to submit to the Q&A, feel free to leave them in the comment section here, or discuss any of your Inferno experiences as well. So go ahead and post your questions and comments here in the comments section. Also, if you'd rather do it this way, you can always just find on Twitter. Go to The True Vanguard and tweet your questions at me there, and that'll also work. Also, feel free to stop by the Twitch stream. Usually it's Mondays and Fridays. I Twitch some PvP. So I try to rope in some of my buddies who are pretty solid at PvP, and thanks to those of you who regularly stop by and check that out. So feel free to let me know how you enjoyed the Inferno playlist. What'd you think about it? How was your experience? Did you have a positive experience? Did you have a negative experience? Did you find a lot of shotgunners made you really, really angry in the playlist? Let me know. I'm genuinely curious. So hope you have a good day, guys. Thanks for stopping by.